Welcome to today's Good Morals message. I hope it blesses, inspires, provokes, and energizes you.
Is God any different if you're the only person that believes? If you live and walk in a sea of unbelief, is that going to change who you are? Then perhaps your belief is not as strong as it should be. Because the Bible says of the Lord, I am the Lord, I change not. And because God doesn't change, then we shouldn't change either. The Bible is what is right. It's not what's popular. And the best example of that, or one of the best examples in the Bible, is the book of Daniel, where Daniel was carried away to Babylon as a captive after the Lord gave the nation of Israel up for its sins and into the hand of its enemies. And Daniel was selected with 3 others of his companions to be trained to be rulers in Babylon, but not rulers under the God of Israel, but under the king of Babylon, Nebuchadnezzar. And he ordered that they would be trained in the language and the manners and the customs and the laws and the rules of Babylon, so that their gifts and talents which came from God would now be employed for an earthly ruler. And the book of Daniel tells what happened as that process went forward. First of all, they wanted to feed them on the king's meat and drink. And Daniel purposed in his heart that he would not, because it would have been a form of defilement before his God. And he went to the chief of the eunuchs, who was over him, and said, I will take a simple diet of what the Bible calls pulse, which is probably like brown rice or something equivalent, but not the king's meat and wine. And the head of the eunuchs, who liked Daniel very much, said, if this affects you, this diet affects you adversely, the king is going to be unhappy and I will probably lose my life. And Daniel said, well, let us make a trial for 10 days and see what happens. So they did. And Daniel and his companions appeared to be as healthy as anyone else. So Daniel won the first round by being faithful to God. He was able to keep his conscience and his soul in tune with the Most High. And he still had his position.